I've decided to throw my hat into the Xenoblade theory ring. This video is going to contain heavy spoilers for the Xeno series as a whole. These games include Xenogears, Xenosaga episodes 1 through 3, and Xenoblade 1 and 2. I'm warning you, this video will feature heavy spoilers. If you want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I strongly recommend commenting. I want to hear if this theory is good or total BS that will never turn out to be true. Nintendo just recently released the second trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We got some cool stuff in the trailer, from the battle system, new characters, and the main gimmick of the game, the Ouroboros. But if there's one thing that caught my eye, it's both a character and an Ouroboros, the mysterious giant. Well, at least that's what the character chart says. Personally, I love characters with ridiculously sharp teeth, so this may become my favorite villain in the Xeno series. First off, the mysterious giant has some design similarities to Graf from the first game in the Xeno series, Xenogears. Graf is one of the main villains of the game. Personally, if I were to describe the design, a fusion of Graf and Makuta Pterodax of all beings. A bit of cyborg and dinosaur for good measure too. The mysterious giant is an Ouroboros. Comparing the giant to the party's Ouroboros forms, it becomes obvious. You can see it in the coloration. They all have similar colorations to the Weltall from Xenogears. Something that most people have noticed is that the mysterious giant has what looks to be two cores in its body, compared to the other Ouroboros forms that only have a singular core. He may be a fusion of a fusion. One of the cores has an infinity symbol on it, possibly implying that the Ouroboros forms have a time limit, and the giant's is infinite. The piece of evidence that got the gears in my brain turning lies in the voice.
You've got a real death wish.
The voice sounds way too similar to Gort's voice. More specifically, Gort's Blade Eater form, that served as the final boss of Torna.
I'll use your blood as a balm for my wounds.
So, the first person I believe to be a part of the mysterious giant is Gort. Yes, you heard that correctly. Gort. The guy who was killed several hundred years ago by Lora and Jin at the end of Torna the Golden Country. The villain who literally turned to dust. So, where am I going with this? The Testaments may be back. So, who are the Testaments? The Testaments are a group of individuals who have died and become the servants of Wilhelm, freed from the shackles of the real number domain, but not becoming a Gnosis in the imaginary domain. Ones gifted with the ability to access the power of anima, to guide the universe into eternal recurrence, in the Xenosaga trilogy. Notably, the entire party of the Xenosaga trilogy possessed the ability to become Testaments. For Xenoblade players, the cosmology of the Xenosaga universe is the upper and lower domains. The upper domain is where the Zohar, or the Conduit in Xenoblade 2's case, gets its infinite energy from. It's also the domain of Udu and other possible wave existences from Xenogears. The lower domain is comprised of two domains in and of itself. These domains are the imaginary domain and the real number domain. The real number domain is the physical universe, the domain of the universe itself. The imaginary number domain is where our souls and consciousnesses reside. When a person dies, their consciousness becomes purely imaginary domain being, and they join the collective unconsciousness. When a person rejects the collective unconscious, they manifest in the real number domain as Gnosis. The previous entries most likely hold the key to understanding this new game. If Lux and NNL have made anything clear in the past 2 years, it's the Fog Beasts are Gnosis from Xenosaga, and if that's being ripped off from Saga, why not the Testaments? When writing the script, I realized something. In the Xenosaga trilogy, there are 4, count them, 4 Testaments. In the Mysterious Giant's design, there are 2 cores. Those 2 cores are probably equal to 4 people. As established before, the party's Ouroboros forms have a singular core, compared to the Mysterious Giant's 2 cores. So let's put down Gort as the first component of the Mysterious Giant. Let's say the Mysterious Giant is composed of Testaments. They are all characters who died previously. Truthfully, there is a strong possibility that people who make up the Mysterious Giant we've never seen before. Including Gort, all speculated characters are just speculation. When it comes to dead villains, there is one character that reminds me of the Mysterious Giant, and that is Metalface, or his Ham's name, Mumkar. There is no question that Mumkar died due to his own hubris. If the beam didn't kill him, the fall did. You can even visit his death site. It's the black wreckage located on the fallen arm. having Munkar come back as a testament doesn't ruin his death in the first game. It would most likely be just the will of the villain of the game, assuming that they have testament creating powers like Wilhelm. Gort also comes off as a poor man's Munkar, so seeing how only people from different countries can fuse becoming Ouroboroses, I can see Munkar and Gort fusing. The only thing is we don't see the corpse of his Hom's body, but I don't think he escaped. When starting the script, I didn't think I'd end up putting this character on the list, and that character is Zanza. If there is a reason he is part of the Giant, first off, he's dead. Second off, the Passage of Fate line. And third off, Zanza and Klaus are still human at the end of the day, even if Zanza ascended to godhood. Let's go back to reason 1, shall we? Zanza died at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. If there is anything to be unsure about, it was made explicit in Xenoblade 2 when Klaus died along with Zanza. Both of them seem to have faded into the imaginary domain, at least I presume. With the Zohar's appearance in Xenoblade 2, I'm going to assume that the cosmology of the Blade and Saga universes are similar, if not the same, until proven otherwise. Reason 2 is something people noticed from the get-go. The term Passage of Fate is a term most associated with Albus and Zanza.
It's a wild ride, this Passage of Fate.
Off the bat, even if the theory is wrong, there will be most likely a connection between Zanza or Albus. Third reason comes down to the fact that Zanza is still a human, with the power of a god, but still must obey the laws of the universe. Looking back at other villains who died, I guess there's Amalthus? Like Gordon Zanza, he also faded into what is presumably the imaginary number domain. His death looking back reminds me of Albedo's death from Xenosaga Episode 2. Albedo gets what he wants in the end, and he dies at the hand of his brother and is taken away by the winged Kirschwashers.
Hirschwassers? No, don't go! Albedo, don't go! Don't leave me alone!
Look, Rubido. I'm free.
Albedo! Albedo!
Amalthus' mother seems to take him away similar to Albedo. His body also fades away.
You too, wasn't it? Father, why do you not answer my call? Mother, I've missed you.
Do you see the pattern? Besides Munkar, the other three possible candidates faded away. Being that there's a difference between Blade and Saga, the body may need to disappear or be transported for the soul to become a testament. While writing this, I realized I didn't include any female characters. At this moment, we still don't know exactly how the Ouroboros fusion works. Each fusion takes characters from the opposite nations and opposite genders. Let's look at them again, shall we? Noah and Mio, Uni and Tyon, Lance and Senna. In the Xenoblade games, there's not a lot of female villains that have also died. In Gears and Saga, there's an abundance. The only major female antagonist of Xenoblade 1 is Lorithiea. Sadly, I'm not a fan of Lorithiea. Didn't like her character, her boss fight was a chore, and I don't like her design. The only reason she's a candidate is that she was a major antagonist and is female. Yumea theoretically could, but she's really not that important. She's better dead for Tyrea's character. The next character I could see is going to be a controversial pick. Lora. Not a villain, but a dead woman. Of all the characters, why her? One, she's dead. But the real reason, again, lies in the Xenosaga trilogy. The Testaments serve Wilhelm out of their own free will. In Xenosaga 3 Perfect Guide, Kevin's goals were explained in better detail. And I quote, "What Kevin was seeking was a new world. The creation of a world where he could save the dying Xion and live with her forever. That was Kevin's wish." Could Lora in Xenoblade 3 become a testament to be with Jin forever? Tricked by the possible Wilhelm figure of this game into doing evil to save Jin? So at the end of the universe, the two can be together for eternity? Personally, I don't see it, but it's just an idea. There's another character who I have a hunch will be a testament, and that's Nimue, the character who is explicitly mentioned to be dead. Only reason she is possibly a piece is the focus in the trailer on her death.
That is my revenge! It's payback for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled!
But she could also be the Lora figure of 3, a death that's a catalyst for an antagonist character arc. Also, she speaks in a trailer, most likely in a flashback, but it's still important.
Not that I have all that much time to spare.
Another piece of evidence why the mysterious giant will most likely be new characters is how long the soldiers have to live. Going by Xenoblade 3's GameStop description, that has been changed I might add, soldiers are given a mere 10 years to live. Let's go back yet again to Xenosaga. All the Testaments die in their prime. Voyager is 28, Kevin is 26, Virgil is 32, and Albedo is 26, at the age of their deaths and rebirths. When soldiers die in Kevis and Agnes, they will be at the prime age to become a testament. Could premature deaths be a way for villains to find out who has the potential to become a testament or not? We don't even know if items like the Compass of Order and Chaos and Zarathustra exist. We still haven't seen the relics and vessels of anima yet in a Blade game, unless we're about to. I decided not to include blades like Jin and Malos on this list of potential candidates due to the fact for blades I'm unsure how they would pass on. Humans, including races like Hyentia and Machina, die and presumably in this universe their souls pass on. Melia's brother, Callian's soul, did linger before he moved on to give closure to Melia. Also, Ricky saw the whole thing. With the way blades operate going through the blade lifecycle, I'm unsure. Malos and the rest of the Trinity processors are also unknown because they are AI. There's a high probability they do have a form of soul due to the fact that Malos lingered asking Numa,
"So tell me, how was it?"
For Jin, I think him coming back in this monstrous form would ruin his character arc from 2. His death at the end of 2 felt like him accepting his fate. Overall, do I think any characters mentioned in this video will be the mysterious giant? Only Mumkar, Gort, and Nimue. The rest were all possible candidates that I think were a bit unlikely. Personally, I don't see the mysterious giant being Zanza, Amalthus, Jin, or Malos. There's a high probability that there will be new characters in the Ouroboros fusion. Do you think the Testament concept can possibly come back? If the Gnosis are one of the main driving factors of Saga can possibly return, there's a high probability the Testaments are back. Hopefully this theory didn't get too much in the realm of fanfic, saying it's going to be some sort of episode 6 of Xenosaga or something like that. So far this game looks like it can be the culmination of the Xeno series. The warring countries of Gears, the cosmology and ghostly villains of Saga, and it's set in the world of Xenoblades 1 and 2. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, put it down in the comment section. I want to make the best possible content. If you want to see more content like this, tell me. I have a couple of ideas of theories I can make. But you're gonna have to subscribe, so stay tuned.